Kido had grown 9 tails, but they weren't growing from the chakra cloak. Is this? Did he turn into a tailed beast? Sakura furrowed her brow. The changes to Kido's body after taking the tailed beast drug were very different from what happened with his subordinates. The light purple chakra explosively growing larger was the same, but in Kido's case, it became something like a hard skin covering his entire body, much different from the semi-transparent film-like cloak that coated his subordinates. Although he had 9 tails, his silhouette was not that of a storied fox spirit. Rather than a beast, he was perhaps more accurately described as a mysterious purple person. I can't say the look is very refined, but you'll soon see that I'm orders of magnitude stronger, Kido said. His appearance itself was not particularly frightening, but the amount of chakra he was emitting was overwhelming. I guess so, Sakura said. I'm a little sorry I turned this into a one-on-one fight. Don't worry, I intend not to kill you if possible. Here at least. But in that instant, Kido disappeared. If you do die, my apologies. Ugh. She didn't have time to turn around. She sprang forward and immediately felt a roaring wind at her back. She knew Kido was waving his tails. She heard the splintering crack of an enormous tree falling in the wind generated by those tails as she landed on a thick branch and dropped into a defensive posture. Or that's what she intended to do, at least. But the branch under her feet was destroyed by a tail sailing forth, and Sakura was thrown into the air. But she didn't fall to the ground. Instead, a tail shooting in from the side struck a direct hit to her body. Sakura flew through the forest, smashing through branch after branch after branch. If she hadn't sent her chakra racing through her entire body, that single blow would have knocked her out of the fight. Her back slammed into a massive tree trunk, and she finally came to a stop. She started to slide down the trunk, but she quickly bounced back into a counterattack. She kicked at the trunk and leapt through the branches to approach Kido dead on. That's the spirit! Kido launched his tails in rapid succession. Sakura slipped through the purple spears by a hair's breadth and landed before her enemy. She dove a fist into his chest. The skin was hard. The reactive force threatened to shatter her own body. The sensation of the punch lingered in her fist. As proof of her act, a crack appeared where she had hit him. The skin in that area broke into small pieces and peeled away, falling to the ground. That is an almost terrifying destructive power. To be able to injure my body when it's enhanced by the tailed beast drug. However, Kido laughed abruptly. This takes us back to where we started. The cracked outer skin was repaired before her eyes and restored to its original form. Sakura gasped. I suppose you drew Magar and myself apart because he's a medical ninja, Kido remarked. It seems there was no point in that, An armor of unusual hardness with the ability to regenerate itself. Topped with 9 tails sent out at will, an attack that was impossible to predict. This just gets worse and worse, Sakura thought. Maybe this wasn't the best idea. But Sakura herself had brought about this situation. This was no time for whining.